The writing prompt says, would you rather cook as we do now or as people did long ago? Why? Well, we should go back and look in the story to see how did they cook long ago. Here we go. Let's go ahead and we're going to reread these pages and see how they cooked long ago.
How did people
Cook and bake long ago. A home had a brick fireplace with a pole. A huge pot hung on this pole. People cooked in this big pot. So long ago, they cooked over a fireplace in a big pot. Let's write that note down. So they used their fireplace and a big pot. Well, how do they cook now today? Now we use a stove to cook and bake things. We still use pots, but these pots are not as big as that old pot. Yeah, take a look. This is actually a lot smaller than this big, giant pot. So we use gas or electricity instead to bake and cook instead of using like a fireplace. So let's go back and we'll add that note in. So we use a stove and we kind of had smaller pots. So what would you rather do? How would you rather cook? So I do have an idea for how I would rather cook. Now, I would rather cook over a stove. And the reason why is I think cooking over a stove is a little safer than cooking over a fireplace, because looking back at that picture, ooh, that's a pretty big fire going on there. And here I feel a little safer cooking in my house. And so that's actually what I'm going to write about. So would you rather cook as we do now or as people did long ago? I'm going to have two sentences. I would rather cook as we do now. And again, I just use the words in the sentence. You know, if you'd rather cook how they did long ago, your sentence would read, I would rather cook as they did long ago. Here's my next sentence. I prefer this because it is safer to, I go to the next line, cook over a stove. Actually, I'm going to write one more sentence. The fireplace, tell me about the fireplace. Did it have a small fire or a big fire? Oh my gosh, it had such a big fire. The fireplace has a big fire. And that seemed kind of unsafe. Okay, we're going to go ahead and read the writing one more time. I would rather cook as we do now. I prefer this because it is safer to cook over a stove. The fireplace has a big fire. Kind of looks a little bit dangerous. We're going to review when to use is and are. Remember, is and are present tense verbs. And when we talk about the present, we are talking about what's going on right now. We use is about when we're talking about one noun. We use are when you're telling about more than one noun. Let's go ahead and look at these sentences. My name is Steve. Well, it's talking about one noun, so they used is. People are standing on the bridge. Well, people is more than one, so they use are. The girl is placing plants in the pots. Well, there's only one noun. It's one person doing it, the girl. So they used is. Can you think of a sentence that uses is? The boy is tall. I used one noun, so I used is. Now can you think of a sentence that uses are? The dogs are fat. Again, it was more than one dog, so I used are. Okay, I'm gonna give you one sentence and you're gonna tell me, should I put is or are in it, okay? Here's the sentence. The cat orange. Should I put is or are in that sentence? The cat orange. Well, it's one noun. So what verb should we use? Is. The cat is orange.